Hey everybody. I can't put on a voice today, so I'm doing this. I'm also recording this far earlier in the morning than I really should. I've spent the last 4.5 hours writing, so I'm just gonna take my word count and have that for the day. Well, mostly hour and a half. I did spend the last 10 minutes doom scrolling, and it's exhausting. This entire world is so exhausting. Like, I just got out of high school. I'm just going into university for my first year. I get it. It's a big transition year. It's a lot to deal with. You're getting your first job. You're starting on school. You're learning how to be more independent. But there are just so many things about this world, because I want to stay up to date. I want to be aware of what's going on. I I want to know what's going on and what's happening, and I want to stay up to date, but doing that is so exhausting. So I live in Canada, and there's a lot going on here. And there's a lot going on in the US, and that's mostly the two places that I focus on. There's a lot going on in the US, and I want to make sure that I pay attention to all of that because that's where my boyfriend lives. And in the I really want to get him out of there. That's, well, the main reason why I started this YouTube channel is so I can share my works of art, so I can share my books, so I can share a process, and also the fact that I want to be a positive light on the internet, because the entire internet is just full of brain rot and rage bait and so much anger and hate, and I'm so sick of it. I want to create a wholesome place where there is tolerance for almost everybody, because tolerance is a two-way street. If you break your side of the contract, I don't have to uphold mine. But I want to create that wholesome space where someone isn't yelling slurs or anything, where we can just, chill and have fun. And that's what I started this YouTube channel to be. And currently it's going to be hopefully a way for me to start making money before I start school, so that my boyfriend can move here by the time I start school, and we can live together through that transition period. But just, scrolling on Instagram has absolutely damaged me. There's so much going on in this world with the files and the emails and all the boards that are being ripped apart. And that's just at the top. What's going on at local level or state level, provincial level, like the provincial level in Alberta. It's absolutely destroying me just hearing what's going on. But I being ignorant is a luxury. I am an AFAB trans person. I feel like I have to be aware of most of these things just for my own safety. I have to be aware of what rights are going where and who's taking away what and what ideology is taking power, because being pre everything, I am very much in the crosshair for a lot of these a lot of these people, now granted, I do have some privilege. I am in fact white, and I do recognize that as a privilege. But right now, being trans is like the worst thing that you can be in this society, the global society. And like right now, I'm on antidepressants, and my mind is still absolutely destroyed just 10 minutes on social media. And it's not because social media is bad. Well, just like any tool, it has its ups and downs, but when I was really little, it was always, okay, I'm just gonna wait until like XYZ drops their next video and then I'm gonna get it over with. And it always was just until the next video, or spending hours in my bed as a tablet kid in the dark, just wasting away the day. I can't tell you how many meals I skipped because I was just skipping time. I was just waiting for my life to move on, for things to get better and all that. But currently, I can't do that anymore. I can't just wait for things to get better. But I'm not in a position where I can actually help any of these things. Like, I'm an antisocial kid who doesn't have a car and only talks to like 6 people. And 5 of those people don't know anything that's going on in this world. They're focused on school. Now granted, 2 of them are children and they're focusing on their school, which is good, but the other adult aged girls that are in this group chat, like they also, I feel like, don't know what's going on. And it's just, it's exhausting. Because both my parents are white conservative Christians. Like, they're basically top of the food chain, and they don't care. Like, I've tried to make my case to them about who I am and asking if they'll help me bring my boyfriend here, and they don't care. They try to be supportive, but they're really not. They're transphobic as shit. And I'm not doing this as like an oh poor me, but well, this whole thing is basically like a diary over the past 90 days. And also just a look into um, the people, the actual people that are being affected by some of these things. Because it's easy to say this or say that, but it's so much different when you actually know who's being affected and when you actually see the faces of the victims of a lot of these things. And I'm hoping that's what this video will be, a rant, an ability to put a face to the struggle. Like, I'm Gen Z, I'm going into the workforce. Finding work is hard. Getting into school is hard. It's a lot of what I see, I think, is true. We, as Gen Z, are fighting for a world that is basically burned from right out from underneath us. Like, the only reason I can dream of being with my boyfriend and living outside of my parents' house is because I am lucky that I'm a trust fund kid. I've got a decent trust fund that I'm able to work and help buy a house with. I get to go to school, I get to go to university without going into debt of any kind. I don't think I'll be able to buy a house, but a condo is a lot cheaper than a house nowadays, or like a a small townhouse. Definitely not like what my parents have. I don't think I'll ever be able to do that, but I do dream of it. But we all got dreams that we know will never come true. I dream of being able to move to Ireland because I've got family there. I've got ancestry there. The rights are looking nice, at least last time I checked. I'm gonna be honest, I'm too scared to check because I don't really want to change my plans. Then again, Canada isn't exactly the safest place on the planet. Again, just look at Alberta. Saskatchewan is not much better. And I don't even understand all of the hate everywhere. I don't get it. These people have done nothing to you. Like I don't get racism. You have probably never even interacted with someone who's a different race from you. The people who are racist, like I don't understand what the mindless hate is about. I get hating people like that you've met, that you've seen. I totally understand that. But hating people that you've never met because someone on TV told you, like how do you know that they're telling the truth? Like where is the chance to ask why? I always grew up with all of my beliefs standing on one question, which is why? Why this? Why that? Why should I believe this? Why should I believe that? Because if something doesn't have a reason behind it, then just why? It's isn't that what pointless is when it doesn't have a point behind it? So it's pointless. So everything, every moral standing that I've built my life on has to have a why behind it. Why do I hate this person? Well, if I can't answer that, then I say that I'm not allowed to hate this person. I can dislike them, I can avoid them, but until I have a reason, hate is just too strong of a word to pin on an I don't know. And I certainly don't know a lot of things. I am still just 18. But I'm mostly recording this because I'm just exhausted with keeping up with everything. And even then, I've scaled back so much of what I used to since the start of the year because shit just started hitting the fan. I I don't know what to do anymore. And I know that makes me sound suicidal, and maybe this is I've been passively suicidal for the past 11 years. But for the past like 2 months, I haven't been suicidal, so I guess I should probably know. Anyway, it's it's exhausting watching the news and seeing a new person that hates you, a new law that's designed to kill you. Because blocking gender affirming care is a death sentence. I've tried to kill myself since even before I started puberty because of how people treated me and how society looked at me. And I wanted to be looked at differently, but no one believed me. So I thought, oh well, what's the point? Oh, I just want the hate to stop. But I now have a commitment to somebody. I have promised my angel that I would marry him. And I'm going to, as soon as I can get him here in my arms for once. And that is the only thing that is keeping me here as of current, because this world, it's not this world that people want to create, it's not for people like me. I feel very unwelcome. I feel unwelcome in my own home. And all because of things that I can't control, which is absolutely ridiculous. Because I have tried to not be myself, and that has also nearly killed me. So I don't know what to do anymore. Putting one foot in front of the other seems pointless if there is no end goal, but I don't know if there is saving this world. We have predators who are at the top of government. We have money running the entire world for absolutely everything. We have corporations that are just worried about profit over people, and it's all setting this entire world on fire. I don't know. And I feel like it is my responsibility to fix it. Not mine alone, but as one of the people who is growing up in this world, I feel like it's my responsibility to make this world a better place. Is that not why we are the future generation? To change the world, to be how we want it. I get getting hate online. I would be totally understandable if all of this stuff was just happening online. But it's not. It's in every day. It governs the way that we live. And I don't know what to do about it. Because it's not just the right or the far right. Because if it was just them, the power that I've seen from the left and the politicians who claim to be left would not have let this happen. It's on both sides because money runs the world and every single person wants money. And not just enough to live. Like, I'm hoping that when I grow up, I want just enough to pay the bills, maybe a couple hundred in spending money for things, an emergency fund in case something happens. But I just want to make enough to be able to eat and keep the lights on. Anything extra, send it to charity. Send it to the local food bank, the local homeless shelter. Send it to somewhere where someone needs it. Because I have what I need. So why would I need any more? And that's kind of the mentality that I have. And there might be things that, I want to work towards. So that's spending money every month. Those couple $100 of spending money every month. Save it up and get what I want. maybe this is all just virtue signaling, and I'm hoping that someone sees this and says, oh yeah, that's cool, I want to help you out. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think that's going to happen, but I needed to do something because I have no one to talk to in all of this. I have nowhere to let out my frustration. And honestly, this is like talking to a wall or a stuffed animal. This is just a quiet place where, yeah, someone could see it and I could pretend that I'm talking to people, but really, who am I talking to? 'Cause I'm gonna be honest, there's no one who's gonna watch this video. I've seen the statistics. I've seen my analytics. Nobody fucking watches these videos. Fingers crossed all of the swearing doesn't get me shot by YouTube and their AI. AI is a rant that I'm gonna have for another day. I planned it earlier, wrote it down in my list of things that I talk about. But yeah, these 4.5 hours of writing, like, I took a small break to get water and some food, and I made the mistake of scrolling while my hands were busy eating. And I don't know, maybe like it's 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning. So maybe after sleep I'll be able to write some more, but I will not count it for today. I'll count it towards tomorrow and just take it easy. Cause I really need to. I need to clean up my room. It's a pigsty. But that's what happens when I get busy with this and other projects and thinking of X, Y, Z, and there's still a few things that I need to do, but I couldn't sleep and I needed to make something. I needed to share something. I needed to at least try to speak to somebody. Because I can't talk to anybody in my group chat. I don't think they will actually take what's happening seriously. I don't. They're across in Europe. I really don't think that they know to take any of this so seriously. And then I can't tell my boyfriend. I can't tell Angel. I've already stressed him out by telling him what's going on in the government, and I keep asking him to get out of there, but he's so scared. He's my age. He is my age. He has never traveled anywhere before, and I'm asking him to move to another country. Like, that's insane. So yeah, I don't want to scare him any more than he is. I really can't do that to him. I know he wants me to talk to him, but I can't. I can't willingly scare him because I know this is going to scare him. It's scaring me. But so far the plan is for me to in 2026 start with a campaign to try and get enough money to get a condo and move out of my parents' house so that Angel can come and live with me. And if it happens sooner, then that's great. That is so, so, so great. I'm going to need to be making like a couple $1,000 a month to pay for bills. Because of my trust fund, I'll be able to put a down payment on it, but that's nothing without paying the bills. But then I can start filing paperwork, and hopefully by our 20th anniversary, he can be here and we can, not 20th, oh my god, not 20th. Our second year anniversary. Because I would like to get married. I'd like to get married on the same day so that I don't have to remember a second day, because sometimes I still forget. Both my motor skills and my language skills are going downhill very quickly. And yet I still probably won't be able to sleep. I just hope this, well, it's difficult for everybody. I really wanted to get like 500 subscribers and be able to start making money off of YouTube, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Not in the time frame that I need it to. It's gonna be a lot. I need to like actually go viral if I'm gonna be able to start making money in the time frame that I need to, and that is a lot more difficult now that I'm in front of the camera. Because I don't want to go viral for something that is awful and mean and heinous. I don't want to start off my career that way. I want to start off by doing something good. You know, like my cake making videos. I love baking, even though I'm not good at it. But I want to cultivate a community off of being good and spreading good vibes. And that's just so difficult nowadays. It's so difficult being wholesome nowadays. And I don't know why. Like, I get people have been awful for a long time, but it seems like in the past few years, it's just gotten so much worse. Like, where's people's empathy? Where did people's humanity go? I don't understand it. But I do know that when you try to go viral for something good, it does not go as viral as rage bait or doing something horrific. So my goals are definitely going to be very difficult to achieve, and I'm going to do my very best to put out as much content as possible as soon as possible, and hopefully like throwing something at the wall and hopefully something sticks. But again, I'm just a kid who can't even drive. I've tried. I've failed my driver's license test a couple times. And like now that I'm out of school, like my parents just don't have time to drive me to another town because doing it in the city is practically impossible. I can't. I don't have the ability to right now. And that's one of the things that Angel will help with when he comes. He has a car and a driver's license, and I'd be able to both practice with him and he can take me to get tested. There's just a lot of problems with him being around would fix. Number one is me being touch starved. I can't wait to hug him. I dream of the day where I can hug him. I'm trying to get him to come up here in January and spend a week with me. But we'll see how that works out. I'm hoping it does, but he doesn't have his passport yet, which has been a very stressful part of all of this. Like, as of right now, he's just stuck there, and that is not helping with my stress. But I get it. It's scary doing all of this paperwork and all of this grown-up stuff. Like, I spent a lot of my childhood traveling from place to place, so I am sort of like, I've always had my passport ever since I was like an infant. I've had my passport, and I've gotten used to traveling. I guarantee you I could travel, um like I could go to the airport on my own and be perfectly fine and comfortable and all of that. But doing it for the first time by yourself, that's nerve-wracking. But it's not like being stuck here just looking at the news, and every time I look at my phone I'm checking for him just to make sure that he'll text back. There are seriously some days when he goes to work that I'm seriously worried that I'm never gonna hear him text me back, because he lives in the US, and down there is very scary with how many like mass shootings there is. There's more than one a day. That's insane. Up here in Canada, there's like one every 2 years or something. And not to mention the fact, like, he works in a hospital. With how they're handling healthcare, that's not exactly a safe profession. Well, I wouldn't say safe. That's not a stable profession. But maybe that's me just being a scaredy cat. I do that sometimes. I overthink, my imagination runs wild, and it's a little bit not good. Anyway, my darling angel should be up soon, so I'm gonna finish this off by saying I'm so tired with the state of the world. And yeah, tomorrow I'll probably keep going, but tonight I can't. And maybe I'll upload this early and just have it scheduled or something. I'll probably do that so I can focus on stuff. I got done 622 words tonight in 4 hours. That is such a joke. There's such a joke of writing. Or was it 3.5 hours? I don't remember how long I was writing for, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't exactly timing it, but it was a decent amount. Just growing up in this world as someone who's being a target of so many countries' hate for no reason, it's exhausting. It's so exhausting. Like, I'm able-bodied. I'm willing to go to work. I'm willing to pay taxes and do all of that. Just leave me alone. Alright? Me taking hormones is not gonna do anything to anybody. Alright? Me having cosmetic surgery is not gonna do anything to anybody. Alright? So just leave people alone. And even like I was a trans kid like several months ago. Like, I've wanted to be on testosterone for the past 2 years. And because of transphobia, it's taken me 2 years. Like, my doctor who said he would refer me didn't because he was transphobic. So I've had to wait 2 years, and I'm finally on the waiting list, and it's going to be another year until I can get into the clinic, and I've been stuck waiting for life-saving drugs, holding on by a thread, because other people can't just let people live. Because other people have to control absolutely every little thing around them, even if it doesn't apply to them. And that is one of the most awful things that I've had to deal with, is other people telling me what to do for absolutely no reason. Like, if you give me a reason why something is the way it is, like, oh, the ocean is blue because the water reflects off of the sky, or the sky is blue because it reflects the water of the ocean in the atmosphere. Alright, so the sky is blue. The grass is green because that is the color that it does not absorb of white light because of how the leaves are structured, and that's why trees are green too. Alright, that makes sense. I'm not allowed to go on hormones because somebody else finds it uncomfortable. I'm not allowed to remove my uterus because I might want children. That has destroyed my mother's mental health, and in turn has destroyed my mental health, just being her child. I'm not going to risk death and complications and all of the mental fuckery that happens when having a child. I'm not gonna do that. If anything, I'm going to adopt, of which I can also do without a uterus. Because there are so many kids out there who don't have a home. Or what about adoption agencies who pass up gay couples just because they're gay? Like, would it not be more beneficial to the child to have two loving people at home who want them, instead of being bounced around from group home to group home until they finally age out of a terrible system that's going to leave them at a greater risk of being trafficked, abused, and homeless? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, even with all of the age verification stuff online, like, I started watching porn when I was 8 on YouTube. Okay? And I turned out mostly fine. But porn doesn't just show up in front of your face. I went looking for it, and guess what? I was able to find it because my parents did not look at what I was doing on the internet. My opinion is parents should go back to being parents, and the government should stay out of it. The government should worry about CP. There was a recent case that said 1 year minimum for child porn in Canada is too much as a minimum for having that gross, disgusting crap in your possession. Is too much for a minimum. My personal belief is anybody who has done something like that or has that on their computer should be put to death as soon as it's proven. Alright, those types of people do not belong in our society. Point blank, you can hang me for it. That is a hill I'm willing to die on. Because they are children. There is nothing attractive about children. But that is the type of stuff that the government ignores and pulls back. But yes, me wanting a deeper voice and wanting to grow a little bit taller and wanting my period to stop, that's the real danger to society. Yeah, that's the real danger, is me not wanting to bleed and cramp and sound awful. Yeah, that's the real danger. Not the people who are very willing to take me into the back of an alley, use me, and then shoot me. No, those people aren't the problem. Those people could never be the problem. They are upstanding members of society. No, I'm the problem. And call that, like, panic or fear mongering. But that is exactly what the world is telling me. It's exactly what it's telling me. And I don't know if a world like that can be fixed. I said I was going to wrap things up 10 minutes ago, and here I am wrapping it up. Anyway, parents should go back to being parents. They should be watching their kids, what they do online. That is the parent's job. That is not the company's job. That is not the government's job. That is the parent's job. If the parents don't like it, then the parents can start using the parental locks that are on the devices and on the apps already. They should not be forcing it upon everybody. But it's not actually about the children. Because children don't actually own IDs. If it was about the children, then they should put out a PSA for parents to actually do their jobs again. But it's not. It's about finding children and making sure that any parent or any adult who protects them doesn't have that protection anymore. But that's it. That's all I have to say. Angel is up now, so I'm gonna go to bed. And hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. Catch you all on the flip side. See ya.